On cue. Right on cue.
Right on cue.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Hello.
We had to do a last minute change of venue than what our initial plan.
Yeah, we were going to be in the winery. I was going to get sauce, Jeremy, before I have to drive home.
That's always a good idea.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Responsible.
Yeah. Up and down.
It pays to be a responsible adult.
It does.
Yeah. We are at Ennis's kitchen.
Yes.
Do we need the light on at all or no? What do you think?
How's the light and sound and everything, everybody? Does it sound good?
Good morning, Michelle. What's happening?
Good. Great.
Okay. Well, then we'll just leave it. If it's good like that, then we'll leave it.
Yeah. Just so you know, everybody, it's going to be kind of a casual, chill.
Super chill.
Yeah.
Super chill. This is going to be just a wrapping up of Ennis's estate and the whole process. You're going to get to ask Ennis questions, ask Jeremy and I questions. Mark's here. You can ask Mark questions if you have questions for Mark.
Yeah. Usually, we always do one of these after Pick This Old House, but this is the first time we're doing to Pick This Old House with the actual owner present and being involved in the whole process.
Yep. So yeah, we don't have booze. Did you bring whiskey?
I brought booze.
Jeremy has booze. I'm not drinking no whiskey though.
It is noon.
What's going on, everybody?
Is it noon yet?
It is.
It is.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
High noon.
It's 5 o'clock
Or
somewhere.
I brought whiskey.
Noon on the dot.
Noon on the dot.
We can't see Mark.
Yeah, it's kind of
You can see part of Mark.
It's gonna be kind of hard.
Behind you is a switch.
You know, it's not dark. It's because
No, he's not on camera.
Huh?
They can't see.
You can go back that way too, Mark, if you want.
Which way?
Yeah. Go back there.
Yeah.
Just squeeze it there. Fire alarm just blew.
I don't play.
All right. So there's no real agenda. I'm gonna try to keep up with questions and
You're gonna take care of the
that's
chat.
what I'm gonna try to do.
I mean, yeah, basically it's an opportunity for you guys to ask questions. I mean, we had a lot of questions that came through, went by that obviously we didn't have time or the ability to answer because we had a mission and a goal to get as much done as possible monetarily for Ennis while we were selling. So here's your chance to re-ask those questions or fulfill those curiosities.
How did you have the pleasure of picking his house? There you go, Jeremy. Start with that. That's good. It's a good start.
How did we have the pleasure? We kind of went over a little bit of that when we were talking. We had a gentleman in this area. What's funny is that we got it. The last Pick This Old House and Ennis's came as a result of the same gentleman.
Yeah, Ruthie and Ennis.
Ruthie and Ennis. There's a guy that we work with.
He's up in Pine Grove.
Yeah, he's in Pine Grove, which is near this area. And he's, we kind of deal in different type of things in different ways. And it just is a nice symbiotic relationship that in a situation like this, he'll come in and take what he wants out of the house. He's a coin and
he's kind of like he fancies himself a high end antique dealer.
Yeah. He likes dealing with coins and what's the other biggie? Jewelry. So that's why when everybody asks us, do you have any coins or jewelry? We always know, same thing with Ruthie's house, probably not. If we found it would just be
probably
something.
Have.
Yes. So after that, he refers the situation to us, and we came in and chatted with Ennis, told him what we could do and what service we could provide and how that would work out. And in marbles,
we're not really selling anything today, guys.
and
well,
Ennis,
yes, we are.
Yeah. Other than those, we'll get to those.
Ennis was more than happy to say yes and have us come in and.
Actually, this all came about.
Yeah, he could probably fill in holes that we don't have.
This all came about. I was introduced to Mike because I had a lot of silver dollars. I mean, I had many silver dollars from the teens up to the 40s, and I was told my best bet would be to see the coin dealer. So I went over and talked to him. And then he told me he liked jewelry, so I took jewelry over to him. I got to know Mike real well. And I told him, I said, my next step is a dumpster. He says, you don't want to do that, you don't want to do that. And he told me about Jeremy and Green 13. As a matter of fact, he was here, looked through the house to make sure there was nothing else he wanted. he left here, and 20 minutes later, Jeremy was talking to me on the phone.
Yep, sounds about right.
And it just went from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D-Breck says, are you guys lifelong friends, relatives, or both? Are you talking about me and Jeremy? We're just friends from high school.
Yeah.
Nobody in here is related.
Nope.
Mark's friends with Jeremy.
Yeah.
And we met Ennis, and now Ennis is part of the Green 13 family after doing his estate.
Yeah. So
that's how that works. So glad you had Green 13, Ennis, they said. Well, there you go. We're glad everybody was happy. We had a good time doing it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work.
it is a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
A lot of work.
Yeah. If anybody's curious, we just this morning unloaded the last day off the van
From last week.
These pick this old house situations really tax the resources of Green 13 because we operate in a skeleton crew, dragging several hundred items, large and small, back to the warehouse to ship out.
Sacred Heart, tip $1. Thank you, Sacred Heart.
Thank you.
Any tips that are not labeled otherwise go to Ennis.
Yeah.
Even in this show. If you want a tip, they'll go to Ennis directly. We don't take anything out. They just all go to him. If you want to tip Jeremy and I or Steve, you can mention it in your details of your tips. Not necessary, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate anything, but realistically, Steve-O and Ennis are the two that, if you're planning on tipping, I would push you towards those directions.
I agree.
So
They said your treasures are appreciated, Ennis.
Oh, there's still treasures here.
Okay, we got two right off the bat. They're very similar. Is Ennis overall happy with the process and the money? We didn't finish the monetary side yet, so he doesn't even know what we're at.
Yeah, so we don't know if he's gonna be happy.
But are you happy with the process?
I'm ecstatic. The whole deal here was, if it wasn't out of the house, it was going to be in a dumpster. They came in and they cleaned all of the knickknacks. Everything was sold, and I'm going to get money for it instead of paying to have it hauled away.
Yeah. So
And I'm happy.
Yeah. That's the best scenario. That when we look for a pick this old house, those are what we look for, because it's a win-win all the way around. He gets rid of stuff, he gets money, he doesn't pay for a dumpster. It goes to you guys, it doesn't end up in the landfill. It's great.
Jeremy was a little confused when he walked in the first day because he asked me what's off limits. I said, leave me a seat, a table, and it's.
You told me that over the phone, and I was like, okay, yeah, if that's the case. I think we can work with that. Yeah.
All right, and then on the back of that one, I want to get it before it disappears. Is there anything Ennis regrets selling? What's up, SS?
Is there anything I regret selling? Not that I know of. I'm gonna tell you, whatever was sold, if I do miss it, it can be replaced.
There you go.
Yeah, he did. He actually told us that because we were talking to him about how, like, hey, when you go through this process, we've never done it with somebody that's still living here. He right off the bat made sure we understood that, hey, if you accidentally sell something, he basically just said that exact thing to us. It's no big deal. I'll just replace it. It's not.
I mean, but at the same time, anytime we thought that we might have something that he wanted, we asked him first.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
So
Yes, they did.
We were more concerned about maybe selling some clothing that we shouldn't have, things like that. So
Eye for Beauty giving me all sorts of grief over here.
No.
He's telling us to pull my beard and stuff.
Well, that's Eye for Beauty for you.
What?
Ennis can't see the chat. Eye for Beauty.
What was the story of the cast iron dog?
Cast iron dog.
You had a cast iron dog?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was the one thing he had a price point on. Remember that up there?
Oh.
What's the story? Ennis?
that cast iron dog has been chasing me around, nipping at my ass for years.
There you go.
I don't know where it ever came from. All I know is I knew that cast iron dog before I knew my wife.
Wow. So that's an old one. Michelle says, kudos to your team for handling each of these cleanouts with love and respect for the families and stuff. I mean, that's the way you got to do it. There's no other way to do it.
And it's funny you say that, but I'm just going to say this. I don't want to get too far off the stories with Ennis, but we get a question from you guys that are other sellers here. I'm going to kind of address this here concerning these type of sales.
Yeah.
And with that said, if you're ever envisioning doing something like this on Whatnot, it really comes down to the person you're dealing with and making sure the expectations are set and that it's going to be a good fit.
Right.
Because there are certain people in that vein that being able to meet their, treating it properly, no matter what you do, they're not going to be happy.
No.
You're not going to live up to their expectations. And those are the situations that we have walked away from and you just can't deal with. So, and the reason I'm bringing that up is because I get a question almost weekly from another seller saying they're interested in doing this type of stuff. So that's why I wanted to just mention that real quick. So.
Whose grandfather was the miner?
That was the wife's grandfather. Well, my grandfather was a contract miner. He died when my father was 12 years old. I never met him, but he was a contract miner. He would go out and he would.
Was he the bootleg miner or was that you?
Yeah, that was him.
That was me.
So Ennis was a miner too.
I love it.
I was a bootlegger. We used to work from 5 o'clock at night, from 5 to 11 every night.
Ennis has been on a tear all morning since we got here. He misplaced 2 photo albums that he showed pictures of down in the basement. He's been looking for them frantically since we've been here.
Yeah, because they had
So
all the
now
Christmas trees.
He's just kind of looking through pictures of the old Christmas.
that we're gonna go over.
We'll check him out. He's just flipping through pictures.
Yeah, I'm just
Telling stories. He's regaling us with stories outside. He sold me some cast iron fence that, don't tell my wife that I'm buying for her for our anniversary.
After I gave Shane the suggestion to do so.
It's a great idea.
another one of the hidden treasures.
Yeah.
At
really nice cast iron.
Tucker's Picks Across America.
Yeah. Did I miss Christmas tree pics? No, we got them.
No. We're gonna chat here for a little bit, and then I'll have to move the camera so you can actually see pictures and stuff.
It takes special people. That's true. That's true. Can Ennis be my honorary grandpa? I don't have any grandparents left, and he makes me laugh. He's a funny guy. I'll tell you what.
He said anybody that wants to be a member of the family, move in or whatever, he's taking applications. You can send them to us. You have our
Send them to
address.
us, and we'll get them. We'll get them to Ennis. No problem. And
Everyone is welcome.
honestly, guys, if you want to communicate with Ennis, send it to us, and we'll make sure he gets it. If you want to send him a letter, a thank you letter, whatever you want, a card, anything, send it to us, and we'll make sure it gets to Ennis. You have our address, no problem. Here
And
we go.
if you do need an address, we can get it to you.
Love this. Here, hold on.
If you send it to Green 13 and they get it to me, if you want me to respond to you, just put your
Contact.
return contact.
Off subject. Have you scheduled another clean out? Not yet.
No.
Favorite item you found? You talking about like us? Let's do me and Jeremy and Mark. Favorite item from the house, Jeremy?
You have to give me a minute to think about that.
Well, mine's going to be the one we just found is the fence because my wife has been looking for old cast iron like cemetery type fence, and that she's going to be ecstatic about. So that's for me.
Does anyone remember me going ooh gaga over something? I'm trying to think what it was. I'm tired.
Maybe
tomorrow
the
this
glass.
morning.
Maybe the glass, the total glass downstairs.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm talking about for me personally. Like
I think when we found that bowl,
Oh yeah.
the bowl in the cabinet there,
that green bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That giant jadeite mixing bowl.
yeah.
And those miners lamps were really
I was
awesome
gonna say
too.
that the
Yeah,
miners,
I agree
because
with
I've
you.
never
Those are
seen
the
those tall.
Uh-huh.
The other ones, the small miners lamps, I've seen those a lot. Those are like we used to buy
The other
those.
the other ones were lanterns. The other ones were lights.
Yeah,
That's the way they were
yeah.
classified.
I never saw those tall
Yeah, they were lanterns.
lanterns.
Yeah, I didn't either. I for Beauty says, how did Mark feel about working the sale? He has an honest question.
It was great. I enjoyed it. I love working with these guys, and I love the Whatnot audience. It's just they're amazing people, and it's just a fun process to be with. Actually, like you guys were saying, this is the first time we worked,
With
and I worked with you guys with the
Yeah.
With the last
the
two.
consignor's actually here.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, and by the way, just as a side note, again, this is not all. The first Pick This Old House opportunity came as a result of Mark and his wife.
There you go. Full circle.
So full circle. The very first one we did was a
Mustang.
lead from them.
Mustang, I guess this is for you, Ennis. Do you miss the Bears?
I still have a few floating around. They missed a few.
There's still some hidden in the
Some in the
bathroom.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, you know what I thought was really cool? When we came across the tobacco, they were like the tobacco cards.
Yeah, the little
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot. That was so
I-
early. I
yeah.
forgot about
And they
those.
were complete.
The whole set.
Even the book.
Somebody
and
got a
everything.
steal.
That
on
was
that.
amazing.
Somebody got a really good deal on that.
Yeah, that was cool.
They also reminded you, Mark, you were definitely excited about the records, the vinyl.
Oh yeah, some of those vinyls.
Yeah.
Jeremy was excited about the Quacker
Well,
Factory.
And what was so neat. Yeah, Factory. Oh my gosh, I'm tired of seeing that stuff.
You know, you really want to know what was exciting for me in any of these situations is things like the support from everybody here and whatnot, buying like
The stuff that we have a hard time selling.
it's not even that. Like when you run into like Ruthie's
Oh, a
and
lot
here
of
you
it.
have the same situation where it's a lot of the same thing, and you guys just
You just
come together and
stick
just
with it.
and stick with it. And I
Yeah.
never envisioned that would ever be an opportunity or a possibility until whatnot came along in the community. Because Boyd's Bears, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna be completely honest. If I ever saw that many Boyd's Bears, I would just be like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this.
Yeah.
And
And we sold everyone that we put up for sale.
yes.
So
Yeah, there's
congratulations. Thank you.
there's probably 20 here yet.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, there's some you decided to keep for
Yeah.
specific reasons. So he got all the Boyd's Bears he
You
wanted.
can take them in and show the children.
What was it? What item was Ennis most surprised that you found in his house that he had forgotten about or didn't know about? There was a lot of stuff he didn't remember was here.
There's-
He remembered a lot of it,
I,
but we
I-
pulled some stuff out.
Yeah, they pulled some stuff out. It was mostly stuff that was
The cigarette box, the coffin cigarette box. Somebody mentioned that. Too.
well, I
As
knew
a
that
popular
was
one. No, I'm just saying as a popular
Yeah.
fun item that we
Yeah.
found. That was
fun. But there was a lot of stuff that the coins I found were like I never had any idea they were even here.
that's crazy. That
They-
big metal case
Yeah.
up there. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I never even knew that. Well, I knew the case was here, but I didn't know it was filled with coins.
Yeah.
See, her grandfather on her father's side was a postmaster,
Okay.
and there were also stamps in that box.
Yeah, there were.
And under the stamps were the coins, which I never knew anything
you
about.
never dug underneath the stamps to find the
No.
coins. That's funny. Huh. What does Mark do?
I work.
He runs up and down stairs real well.
Loads of
No,
that.
I think
actually,
that's what they were asking. What you?
yeah, I work for Hallmark right now. Yeah, I used to work. So I had a career as a production planner with QVC. of all
That's why
places,
Mark
for
was
27
familiar with
years.
everything here.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always ask Mark if we had QVC questions.
Yeah.
So
And no, it was a great company to work for. It's just it ended because they had shut down one of the warehouses that I worked at. So
what was your favorite thing you guys learned during this? Boy, that's an obtuse question.
What's the favorite thing you learned?
Yeah, what did
through this
you learn?
process?
What did you learn in
Did you
this?
learn anything?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I knew what the auctioning.
What was about?
I knew what auction was all about. I mean, I've been dealing all my life with buying and selling cars, and I just knew that when they came in and told me how it was going to work, I had no questions because I understood the whole process.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that isn't dealing with the general public or aware of it's something that has to really be explained because
Oh yeah.
it's not an easy process to grasp onto.
No.
That's a fact because when we deal with people who aren't familiar with it, we go over the same bullet points several times and they still don't. It doesn't. Some of the stuff just doesn't sink in. So that's good. I like that.
Yeah, I do like that too because
do.
it resonates.
Me and Jeremy chuckle
all
about
the
that
time.
all the time. He'll talk to somebody on the phone and I'll hear him tell them something. We'll
like
go
6
there,
times.
and they'll like completely have forgotten that he told them that.
Yes,
every
and
time.
Shane will even. There's been times in the past where Shane's like,
We
"You
talked
sound,"
about this.
or he'll say, "You sound repetitive on the phone." I'm like, "You have to be.
Yes.
You can't do anything about it." And then you show up, and it always has to do with like selling online, commission structure, prices paid, and all that kind of stuff. And if they're not familiar with the process,
Yeah.
it is weird how it doesn't. It like maybe it's just too much.
It is
like,
a lot, probably.
Maybe it's just too many elements involved.
But I could still remember Jeremy when I told him, if it's not nailed down, sell it. And he just, like, is this guy for real?
Well, yeah,
you never know. You never know.
Yeah, I mean,
we've had people say that before.
Yeah, you have people say stuff like that, and then they're like, "Oh well, except for 90% of everything," and then
there was only one thing that they came across that I held up to sale on, and that was a pocket watch because
you thought it was.
I thought it was a pocket watch that my wife had. It was her grandfather's, and she had sent it out and had it all refurbished, and she gave it to me one year for my birthday.
I'm trying to get caught up, guys.
But it was not that watch, and it was sold.
Is Ennis selling the furniture? Yes, the furniture guys come in after we're done, which is after today sometime.
And that worked out great too.
Perfect.
Because a lot of times, one of the biggest sticky points is trying to get rid of furniture in these Pick This Old House. A plug-in.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a place right around the corner from me. It's Danny's Treasures. Anybody local knows where the place is.
What's the road that's on?
That's right on 443.
No, if you're in Pine Grove, Schuylkill County, Schuylkill Haven,
it's right at the intersection of 443.
It's right down the road.
443 and 183.
So any of the stuff that we didn't deal with, some of the baskets and all that is ending up there.
Yeah, the removal process after is very frequently one of the biggest issues and concerns to deal with. And one of the other things when we talk to people that becomes a weird, oh, I thought you said you're going to do this.
Yeah.
And we never, we indicated completely different. But Ennis, knowing the process, now it all makes sense why it was so smooth and easy, explaining like, okay, we can't deal with this. He's like, I got a home for that. I got a place for that.
Which made the whole thing a lot easier for us too.
Like everything we couldn't deal with or get rid of, he had a home for.
This was very easy for everybody, even myself, because I knew I had to get rid of the stuff in the house because you just couldn't clean the house anymore
with all the stuff.
There was just too much. You would clean one section, and until you got back to that section, it was as dirty as it was before you started.
The dust was thick.
Well, Granny said, Jeremy, were you surprised at the fabric sales?
Yes. What you mean as far as like the demand for it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just a little side note of that made me chuckle when we were selling it, and everybody that wanted it we were like, oh, this is junk, and they're like, it's funny how you think the good stuff is junk. You guys are like making fun of us. I thought that was pretty funny. But yes, I was absolutely surprised.
Mustang says, favorite item I bought was the tin Ennis made and signed. That's nice. There you go. That was Mustang. They bought that tin that you punched. Different sellers are talking, laughing about the Boyd's Bears. We are famous. Yeah. You know what's funny? 80s Baby bought a locker and it had all those same dolls that you had, same boxes.
The yesterday, whatever.
And she was like, I've never seen these or haven't had them before until they saw them on our show, and then they bought a storage locker full of them. So
yeah.
Good luck with that 80s Baby if you're out there. Good luck moving those.
She's been selling them, I think.
For all the people who couldn't understand why he was letting go of stuff, can he explain the agreement he had with his late wife? That's a good story. Give him that one.
Well, back in 2001, I was in a tanker fire with burns on second and third degree burns on 25% of my body. I wasn't supposed to survive, but I did. I keep telling everybody that the 9 lives were used up years ago. I'm a catch and release at this point. But after I got home and was recuperated and back to myself, we sat down and we had a talk. we went and had our living will made up, our final will made up, and we agreed that one of us was going to be left behind. And it didn't matter who it was, that we were supposed to move on with our life and enjoy what time the survivor had left.
Mm-hmm.
And we promised each other we would do that. And we both agreed that it's only material things and it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
And this is where we're at. The things I got rid of were the things that we spent our lifetime together collecting.
Yeah.
I did it to make her happy. There's very little that I collected myself. I have a lot of tools. Most of them were because I'm a mechanic, but other than that, I don't collect.
You're making me teary-eyed.
I have a lot of car parts and stuff. Basically, I use them to fix something. When it's stripped to the point where it's useless, it goes to the scrapyard.
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's a good lesson. Not to, stray off of that too far. That's a good lesson for everybody out there. There's always stuff to deal with. So if you have a plan, it's better than not having a plan. Because you have a lifetime worth of stuff that you accumulate, like you said. So having some kind of game plan is better for everybody involved.
If you want somebody to have something, leave your spouse know about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, you will never know.
Yep.
And I do want to make a side note since we're on that thought, because that comes up a lot in these pictures.
It
So
does.
how things about
The sentimentality.
Yes. Just be aware, again, this goes back to anybody else that's dealing with this. We address that heavily before we even get involved.
We wouldn't just jump into this and start selling this man's stuff if we didn't know that he was giving us the okay to do it.
And that comes from we've been doing this for a long period of time, and it's one thing we always tell, the one value we can't beat is sentimental value. We'll never get over that value. So we always have that discussion. Ennis was real easy. He just was like matter of fact about it, but other people aren't, quite as easy, and you have to go through a little bit more of a lengthy conversation. But it is something you definitely have to address, or it will come back and be very problematic for you. I've learned that a lot. I worked at my grandfather's auction where people would send stuff without any communication that's sentimental to them, and it causes a rift and a problem between their business relationship. So
Kimna says, I love how you guys would say, no, he doesn't have fill in the blank. And then Ennis would say, wait, what do they want? Hold on, and then return with it. That was fun. That was a different
Pokemon.
That was a different dynamic than we're used to. We don't normally have the person here, so that was fun. For me and Jeremy, having the person here was different. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
It made it fun, and we loved the stories and all the backstory. It made it a little bit different on it because he's still living here. It's another new one for us. Because like I told everybody before, we're normally like, this place, everything's getting gutted and thrown away. So when we go through one of those houses, I go through corner by corner, just like trash, 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 sell this, sell this, sell this, trash, trash, trash pile.
Yeah.
We couldn't do that with Ennis's house. So that was a little different.
Yeah. And it was weird, just like it is. I mean, I understand why when he asked the question, like, is he okay with you selling that? We asked him a million times if you were watching. There was a lot of times he'd be like, Hennessy, you want us to sell it? And of course, you heard him in the background, sell it,
sell it,
and he would do that with his hand, sell it. He's like,
are you getting a dumpster?
Am I getting a dumpster? Right now, I have a person coming in every day helping me clean.
Yeah, you've seen them in the background. Here or there.
She is awesome, and she said she would gladly have a yard sale in the spring with anything that has to go.
Yep.
So that's on the back burner. That's a little extra spending money for her, and
so I'm gonna just say what my perspective of what's gonna happen after we leave here, and you can correct me if I miss anything or if I'm completely wrong. It seems that the guy that he just did a plug for is going to get the furniture and some other items around the house,
Yeah.
and baskets and stuff we couldn't sell and whatever they pretty much want to take, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, whatever's left is going to be attempted to be sold during the yard sale
Yeah.
that you're going to have in the spring. And then I'm guessing after that it's dumpster time.
Yes.
What
yes.
does Ennis do
Dumpster
for
or burn?
What does Ennis do for fun? Fish, golf? Question mark.
Basically, I just work, and my wife would have been the first one to tell you that was my biggest vice, was working. She often said, "Just go ahead, keep working, kill yourself. I'll get the next man to spend your money."
He told us that before we got on here. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And
That's crazy.
and she said,
But she was probably bitter, a little bit bitter with you for working so much.
"Well,
not being
yeah,
here.
because
Understandable.
I would not be able to do anything at the drop of a hat."
Right.
And I always told her if she wanted to do something, she had to give me a week's notice.
Plans, yeah.
And I would clear my schedule. But she couldn't come to me on a Friday night and tell me that, "Hey, tomorrow we're gonna
Go
blah
on,
blah blah,"
yeah.
because it didn't happen.
Princess Catherine, will you miss us? Question mark, because we will all miss you and Ennis. Thank you for sharing all the treasures. Well, Jeremy and I and Mark will be back. We'll be doing our normal stuff, and we'll check back with Ennis. So you're not gonna miss us that
and
much.
this might
Poor
stop
Ennis.
now with Tucker over
Yeah,
here.
we might go into business. We
Tucker
might have a
takes
business.
car rides.
We might have a business venture coming up with Ennis.
That-
Ennis was
as-
joking about.
as far as-
Hey,
as far as-
stranger things have happened.
As far as
Stranger
Ennis
things
is
have happened.
concerned, it's a
Is the
done
house
deal.
going to be for sale? No.
That-
Not to our
You can
knowledge.
Ennis can let them know what your plans are. If you want to, you can let them know as much or as little.
Actually, I'm gonna
Anyone needs some dolls? There's 80s, baby. That's fun.
actually what I wanted to do was go through and renovate the place. Bring it up to everything. There's things, floorings wore, the carpets wore. I want to replace all of that stuff, get some renovations done here. And then I'm going to move out into the garage, which has a second floor, which was going to be,
And he built, by the way.
yes, I have
We'll
pictures
show
of
you
it.
pictures. Actually, yeah, here. There's part of the.
I'm getting to this section
That's
where
un-
we were
under
getting all
construction.
teary-eyed and everybody's all huggy and feely.
The second floor, that was going to be an in-laws apartment. The in-laws ended up in a nursing home before. They went right from taking care of themselves to a nursing home. There was no in between. So we had a lot of Halloween parties up there. And now I'm going to just finish renovating the top of the garage, and Tucker and I are going to live there because it's
Nice.
plenty big enough.
And you get some good money renting this out to a family or whatever.
My whole thought is rent this out to a younger couple at a cut rate, and
Yeah.
even take care of the lawn.
That sounds great. I think that's a smart idea.
There's 3 acres here.
Jeb says, Ennis, I just wanted to thank you for sharing the agreement you had with your wife. My husband and I had a conversation this weekend. We are 67 and 74. So, hey,
I'm telling you,
if that can help people, that's awesome.
if you are strong enough to talk about it,
Yeah,
I suggest you do it,
I agree.
And
because it makes the end so much easier
Yeah.
for whoever's left behind.
Amen to that. You always handle these estates with so much respect. Thanks, Empress. Appreciate that. Can we come back next year and chat with Ennis and see at the house after the house renovation? Certainly.
Sure.
I mean, if it's done in a year, I don't think Ennis feels like he's going to be
I,
lightning it through. I mean, it's up to him.
It's the first thing I'm going to do as soon as we get the furniture moved out is carpeting,
Flooring, yeah.
because the stair carpeting is shot.
Me and Shane talked about revisiting.
Somebody said about pouring a drink too, so it might be a good idea.
Me and Shane talked. We just off the cuff one day here. I don't know if you even remember. We were like, we should probably do that. Revisit
Follow-ups. I like that
follow-up
idea.
chats with people that
Sure.
we do these with. But again, they're like, everyone got to know Ruthie through her things.
We
We
never
don't
met
know,
Ruthie.
never met Ruthie, so that won't be. But Ennis will definitely be a good candidate for that. And in the future, any situation that's similar,
Yeah.
we think that that's a great thing to do.
What do we got? Did we finish there? Yes. We're done. This is our last day here.
We're just here chatting.
We're just doing a wrap up, question and answer. Like we like to finalize it with a nice, chill, relaxed thing. We have 2 things that we found down the basement
That we are completely shocked that we didn't
that
notice.
nobody noticed. You guys missed them too.
Well,
so
I don't know.
if people want them, we'll
People
tell
could
them.
have noticed them and we
That's
missed
true.
it in the chat.
That's
and didn't
true.
know what they were talking about. And we're like,
That's true. Let's see. Getting the new Ennis made the items I purchased even more valuable because I'll remember their story. Yeah, we love that. That makes having somebody here that has the stories makes that awesome. Like that's the provenance behind the stuff. Like it does make it special. And you know, if somebody got a thing that you handmade and signed on the back, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's gonna live on beyond you. You know what I mean? That's cool.
It's like the fence you bought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's gonna. I'll send you a picture when we get that set up because my wife's been hounding me. We've been looking forever.
I had to go out and bust it out of concrete.
I bet. Oh man, there you go. I from Beauty says, "Can you all raise a glass to a thoughtful, fun, and successful sale?"
well, James not drinking. Oh, you
I'll
got
raise
that.
a glass right here.
Ennis, are you familiar with Scotch at all?
I'm not a Scotch drinker.
You don't want any?
No.
Then me and Mark are going to be partaking. What do you think? I thought you said you were going to do a shot with me, Ennis.
I will, but I'm not going to do it with Scotch.
If I'd done that, I would have brought some.
Wait, he's got
Here,
some.
take
I
a
He's got
sip.
some.
I got.
Yeah, Tucker's down here. He's in.
Yeah,
Tucker's on the
hanging
floor.
out.
He hasn't left.
Pat left. No, Pat's still here. Where's Pat? Where'd Pat go?
Oh man. We're thinking of moving to PA. Can we rent your house? There you go. Send us your information, Kathy. We'll pass it
What
along.
do you want?
Honestly, Kathy, send us your information. We'll pass it along
15.
to Ennis.
This is the stuff I rock.
What was your favorite Boys Bear and your favorite Quacker Factory sweater? Who? Us or Ennis?
My favorite one was I don't even remember it. It was just would have been the first one that we sold because Jay was in there and said Cracker Factory. I thought she was joking.
Yes.
And then
I've
she's
never
like,
heard that
And then she
before.
goes, "No, I'm being serious." I'm like, "Really?" And I
Yeah.
look at the tag and it says Cracker Factory. I'm like, "Wow."
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, Di-Serrone, that's good stuff too.
I had never heard of Quacker Factory before this pick. And that's, if you guys ask about things we learned about a lot of new things in here that we haven't sold before that sell on Whatnot, which is always, for me and Jeremy, is always
And
awesome.
the other thing is that was really helpful. While Ennis digs out what he's going to take a little nip of there, was the demand for that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Me and Shane would stay away from a lot of those type of products
Yep.
just because we.
Boys, Bears, Snow Babies, all that stuff.
Well, it's not even like that QVC.
The QVC box
the
Christmas
box
stuff.
Christmas stuff.
Yeah. I would have
stuff
never,
like that.
that stuff did way better than I thought it would have ever
Yes,
done.
that was a big surprise for us.
Yeah,
That-
all the mercury glass, like trees that light up, and
Yes.
all that stuff.
all that kind of stuff.
I was personally surprised and happy with how all that stuff sold. Me and Jeremy would have never thought that. So that's something that we learned as far as value.
So now,
secondary
I mean,
market.
the big takeaway from that for us is now that opens up a little more of an opportunity for me and Shane.
Yeah,
if we're
if-
out looking at
If
estates.
we see a house full of it, we're not going to be like, no,
We can't do anything with this. Now we know.
which we would have in
can.
the past.
Yes.
But that all of those blown glass ornaments.
Yeah, those went crazy.
Oh yeah, that
We-
was another surprise.
We traveled all over. There were glass ornaments from Tennessee, Pittsburgh, New York, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And we just found, and we watched the people blow the glass.
Yeah.
It wasn't that we just walked into a store and bought it.
Yeah,
We actually watched them do it.
that's impressive.
I didn't know how much you wanted to.
Liz says we were talking about Boys Bears today. You guys brought them back in fashion. Can you bring back blue ribbon? Wait, Blue ribbon geese? What the hell's a blue ribbon geese? I don't know what
Is
that
it
is.
all those
What's that?
wooden things? All those geese that just had like a blue ribbon around its neck or something like that, right? Is
I
that what
don't
you're
know what
talking
that
about? They
is.
like made plates and
And Liz says we also brought back Hummels apparently.
yeah, we're trendsetters.
Follow us, guys. We're gonna set that. Oh man, what else? What else? Where we at?
Do you have like a storage unit full of that, Liz? Like what's going? You can bring it back, Liz. What are you talking about?
Jeff says I love my glass ornaments. So I'm glad Jeff got a lot of those nice ones. So I think you got some good deals on theirs. You guys have such great personality. You can sell anything. I wouldn't go that far, but I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, I'll. It's a nice compliment.
We try to sell whatever we can. Put it that way.
They tried to sell my kidney.
We did, but
yeah,
he drinks too much though. So.
I think it's just a combination of everything. You know, we kind of came into a lucky situation with like the first pick this old house.
Yeah.
It was perfect timing and stuff. So, and one of the things I suggest to everybody when they come to my chats is like pay attention to your sales and what works, and that worked, and we ran with it, and it's just something that everybody enjoys, and it's a no-brainer that if you're enjoying something, you're gonna buy stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
I wouldn't touch a Hummel with a 10-foot pole till you guys started selling them, Liz said. Well, there you go.
Are we talking about Liz?
That was Liz.
What Liz? Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Love the tour of the shops yesterday, Jeremy, they said.
Oh, yesterday's chat. Yeah.
And somebody said about our personality, and we're genuinely honest, which we definitely try to be as much as we can.
Now, we took acting classes before all this.
Oh, I'm a bad actor.
It's terrible.
So, I mean, again, we get people that always say about business and the stuff we do, like, you guys are very honest and you're very this. It's like, it's the only way to be, really.
You don't stay in business by being dishonest.
That's true.
And when you're doing something live,
it's hard to fake that
you
stuff.
can't. I mean, you can do it maybe for a little while.
If you're a sociopath,
then yes, you can pull off for a long period of time. But
sooner or later it catches up with it.
Yes. Either way, you just can't do it. And I think we talked about that before. If you're going to sell here on Whatnot, don't create a persona or something like that, because it's just not.
That's going to be a lot of work for you to keep up
It's
with.
not going to
You're better
work.
off being yourself and doing that, taking that angle. Piano player says, I'm wearing one of the sweaters I got from you all, light blue, really soft. So there you go, guys. Some of your wife's clothing. Somebody's wearing it right now as they watch our show.
I'm glad somebody's enjoying it.
What are we toasting to? We forgot.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta get that done.
Ennis.
And Donna.
Ennis and a
And Donna,
successful
absolutely.
sale.
Cheers to you guys. Thanks so much. Honestly, it means a lot. And Ennis doesn't really drink, so this is a special occasion.
I don't drink.
Good thing that doesn't have a whole lot of alcohol.
that's why I picked that one.
Man, the old TI calculator I brought tears to my autistic grandson's eyes. He loved it. Well, that's a great story.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear that.
Oh, and that reminds me too. You don't have to write us physical stuff. If you guys like send us letters, if you have anything that you want to share through message that you want us to get back to Ennis, more than happy to do.
Yeah, you can send us messages and whatnot.
And I don't know if they want. We did get a message in there about somebody. They just got a nice, sweet extra memory. I'm not going to say who it was or anything like that. They talked about getting a coat from here, and there was a dog treat inside the coat pocket.
Somebody else said that their pockets were full of tissues. I'm like, I tried to pull them all out, but I didn't get them all.
But the thing is, the dog treat, somebody else, they said that it reminded them of one of their other family members that did the same thing, because they said, I can only imagine it was Donna that probably kept the dog treats in there for one of their dogs, and then they thanked us for the special memory that they got to relive.
That's awesome.
So it's awesome when stuff
That's
like
great.
that happens.
And I used to tease Donna because she would always bring a stray home. I used to tease her. I said, "What do you do? Drag a bone behind you?"
No, she just had
She had them in her
Biscuits in her pocket.
Dog biscuits in the pocket.
Easy.
Pulled off the same
And,
thing.
I mean, we actually had probably 4 dogs that followed her home
That's crazy.
and never left.
That's insane. Jeb says, gentlemen are fun, so fun to listen to and watch. Always look forward to your shows. Truth. Love that, Jeb. Thank you.
Thank you.
You've encountered some angry sellers? Well, that's no fun, Coastal Treasures. There's no angry sellers here. I don't know what that
I
is.
get grumpy all the time.
We do.
I get tired,
Tired,
angry. I get hangry.
I also appreciate how you guys were totally open to realizing crazy stuff is desirable. That's the part of the process that Jeremy and I love the most, is learning these new things, because we have things we can keep eyes out for now. Whether it be at an auction, whether it be at a call, whether it be somebody comes to the house with a collection, or dealing with somebody's stuff that passed away, we can be like, oh, you have this? Yeah, we can do something with that now.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And that's all because of Whatnot, because that all changes depending on the platform and what you have available to sell and who's buying what, where, when, and why. And I've always said very frequently, we'll never discriminate against any profitable opportunity, and this has provided us with a lot of additional opportunity.
What's the advice for young couples as don'ts? What do you regret spending too much time on? I'm guessing that's for you, Ennis. What's advice for a young couple as don'ts? Don't do as a young couple. What would you
You
say?
want your sage advice.
Sage-like advice. Here it comes.
Dawn and I were married 39 years. And we met over a bar fight.
Wow.
I was a
Here
bartender.
comes the story.
This is a good
Wow.
one. I can feel it now. Here we go. Get ready, guys. Strap in.
I was a bartender, and she came in with her mother. Her mother worked at the same company I did. And she came in, and we had an argument in the bar, Donna and I. And after the argument, I asked her if she wanted to go out to New Year's Eve party, which she thought, well, what the hell, She wasn't living in the area at the time. She was in Philadelphia, so she said, "Oh, what the hell? I get a good night out of it, and I'll be gone."
What was this your way of apologizing for the fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I'm wondering how the transition
I was
went.
wondering the
I'm
same
like,
thing, too.
no, you went from fighting to asking her out. I'm
You want to go out?
Actually, it wasn't a fight. It was just a
like, disagreement.
a heated disagreement. And we
You
still
can't order a cake cotter without a line.
we never did
Less filling tastes great.
we never did finish the argument. We just left it sit. We never proved who was right or wrong. I took her out for New Year's Eve, and I hadn't seen her. And I asked her mother where she was, and her mother says, "Well, she's really down in the dumps. It's her 30th, coming up on her 30th birthday. Her birthday was 5/15/53, and she was coming up on her 30th birthday." And I said, "Well, what's her address? I'll take care of that for her."
Wow.
At the time, my cousin had a flower shop. So I went to my cousin and told her what I wanted and sent her a dozen red long-stemmed roses for her birthday. Her girlfriend, which was her childhood girlfriend from when they were in baby strollers, they were living together and working in Philadelphia, said, "Don't let him get away. He's a keeper."
Because she gave her flowers.
And we just started seeing each other. And one day, her mother came to me and said, "I really don't care what you do, but if you hurt my daughter, I will find
I'll
you."
mess you up, yeah. Yep.
And her parents and I got along better than I get along with my own parents.
Oh, that's awesome. That's rare there.
I mean, we just,
That's rare.
her parents were just awesome people.
Yeah.
And I did anything and everything I could just to help them. This was before and after we were married.
Sure.
As far as the question is do's and don'ts, don't ever leave mad.
Yeah.
Don't
That's a good
ever
one.
leave.
Don't
ever
go to
leave.
bed mad. They always say.
Don't walk out of the house mad.
Yeah.
Don't go to bed mad.
Yeah.
If you have a fight,
Resolve.
resolve it before you leave each other.
Yep. I can tell you one thing, not to interject here, but because I learned it here. Don't tell your wife who loves Christmas that you don't like Christmas.
No.
If anybody was here when we found that journal upstairs, that was one of the things where Mark told me. He was like, that was like a movie moment there. Like time stood still. You're sitting here reading this random journal that you just picked up in a book, and it was a journal entry that his wife wrote about their first Christmas together and how Ennis didn't like Christmas, and she was so mad at him. And Mark mentioned that to me. That man, that was wild.
It literally took me into that moment.
It did.
You and your wife, and I just was like, wow, that was. I don't know. For me, it was pretty powerful.
I don't know. I think I told you that I.
You love Christmas ever after?
No, I never.
He made sure
she didn't.
I made
Yeah.
sure.
That's right.
I put on the face
Yeah.
to make her favorite holiday pleasurable.
Yep. That's awesome.
I mean, after the first Christmas, after I seen how upset she was.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean, as far as love's concerned, if that isn't love, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
If it's something you don't like, and then you go out of your way to make it super special for somebody else,
And that's what's the beauty.
every year.
That's what's the beauty of doing what we do, because you can't write those moments. Those things just happen, and that's just amazing.
When we got married, our first anniversary, I gave her one long stem rose. Every year, I added another rose.
Wow, he's a true romancer. There's no doubt about that. Jeez.
At the end.
Luckily, my wife's working today and not watching the stream. I'd be in trouble.
When I gave her the 39 roses, she actually cried.
Oh.
Well, that's a lot. That's a long.
I don't know if she was crying because I used to buy 39 long stem roses and she used to cut them and put them in vases.
Yeah.
Or if she just cried because of
Somebody was asking what that was.
the fact that I never missed a year.
I would go with the second. I would think that would make a lot of people cry.
Yeah.
The fact that you did miss this new
Pick and
year.
Rejoice says, you guys are awesome, and Ennis is a treasure. He should write a memoir and a book about he and Tucker. There you go. Write a book, Ennis. That's what they're telling you. How good is your penmanship?
My penmanship isn't good, but I could use a typewriter.
There you go. Those things still
Is there one here?
exist and still
there's
work.
one in the basement.
Okay, good. I want to make sure we didn't sell it.
I'm sure you can get him. You can find him another one.
I gotta find a ribbon for it, but there's one in the basement.
Michelle, go ahead. Michelle was just saying she wants to see pictures of the house decorated for Christmas. We have them here.
Yep,
So we will do that.
We'll do that. We just have to move the camera closer when we do that. So
Well, I don't know if the whole house is here decorated, but we have our Christmas
yeah,
tree.
we're gonna do that.
This house was actually built so I could bring Christmas trees in for Donna.
Liz said, Donna filled every shelf and closet. Did you ever have to get a storage unit for her treasures that all fit in the house?
I built my barn, my garage, which we called the barn because that's the way I got the permit for it, was for a barn. But I built the garage with a second floor so that I would have a workshop upstairs. Didn't take her long to find out that she could put stuff upstairs in my garage. No, we never needed a storage unit, but she used every square inch available.
He had the storage unit on premises, essentially, is what that
Yes.
boils down to. So if your real question is, did it boil out of the house?
Yes.
The answer is yes.
Is this live only for questions for Ennis? Questions for anybody here?
Yeah, I mean,
Questions about the
it
sale.
has to be about the sale. I mean,
or stuff in general related to. But this is your opportunity for Ennis, because This is the last day we're here. So if you have questions,
We don't,
get stuff
we don't
you
do
wanna ask us,
politics.
no politics.
No politics or religion. That's
But
a
now's
big
your
no.
chance, guys. We got the man here. So if you have questions, I'm caught up finally. I got through all the tear jerk sections there where everybody was all tearing up. I'm caught up. So
I got a question.
go ahead.
So in the past, you and Don, it sounded like you did do some traveling.
Yes.
Once you get the house fixed the way you want it, are you thinking about traveling again? Would you like to travel?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Out
right.
of the country, or
No. There are so many places in the United States that I have not seen.
Yeah, there's cool stuff everywhere.
Absolutely.
And I don't have enough time left to see them.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of the East Coast because I used to I used to deliver trucks for a body company. I have so many stories from being on the road. I was put in jail in Atlanta. I was put in jail
Here we go.
in Atlanta, Georgia, for talking on the CB radio.
What?
Yes. I was going down just this side of Atlanta, and
Are you saying inappropriate things?
no,
You
I
gotta tell
was
a story.
delivering a truck. This was during the fuel crisis when all of these foreign trucks were coming in. Now this was a straight truck. Somebody got on the CB and said, "Hey there, little white truck, is that a Margus or a Margias?" I said, "Don't ask me, I just stole it, I don't even know how to drive it." I'm telling you,
They reported. They called the police.
it wasn't 5 minutes down the road. I ran into Buford T. Justice. The two original Buford T. Justice. He stepped up to the side of that truck with his mirrored sunglasses on and said, "You and a whole heap of trouble."
That was probably around the same time too,
Oh
right?
my God!
Wow, that is.
And I'm going to tell you, I spent the whole weekend in
The clink.
it was an Andy Griffith's
Yeah,
jailhouse.
the old jailhouse. Yep, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you ever watched Mayberry, that was the same jailhouse I was
Oh
in
my God!
The whole weekend.
the whole weekend. Because
Wow.
I only got one phone call, and I knew if I wasted that phone call, I was going to be on a chain gang.
That's weird.
Wow.
Just because you said it, that blows my mind. Couldn't you just be like, "It's not stolen"? Here's
Now,
proof
what was
that it's
the
not
who was
stolen.
the phone call to?
I had to wait till Monday morning to call back to the company that
That's
They were
why he
closed.
stayed
They
all
proved it.
I
Wow. Yeah.
got it.
this was on a Friday night,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
that was
the best part of the whole thing is the guy I was delivering the truck to showed up at the jail Monday between 9 and noon, and him and the officer went out for lunch and left me sit there because they knew each other.
Cheryl says, "Was there anything Ennis was surprised about the price you got when we sold it? Anything that shocked you value wise that you weren't expecting?"
Actually, I was pleased with the prices they got on everything. What I was shocked about is the fact that they sold so many
So much.
bears.
Yes, all the bears.
I was
we
just
put
gonna
up.
say that's probably gonna. Doesn't surprise me if that's the answer.
Thrifty Mama rating with a party of 5. Thank you, Thrifty. Much appreciated. How old is Tucker?
Tucker is 6 years old.
There you go.
I have him since he's 7 weeks old. Tucker is an awesome dog. He will not run off. I can go out and walk anywhere on the property. He'll run around. He'll run over to the neighbors and bark at him. But as soon as I come home in the house, he's on the porch.
We were talking about you wanting to travel. People are saying come to Arizona. They got a place to stay now, and so you've made some friends out there.
And it's we ought to go do some couch surfing.
There you go, couch surfing, Ennis. That sounds fun. Oh man, where are we at here? Thanks for the raid. Yeah, and if you guys are just coming in, we're not really selling anything today. The only thing we have is these two thermometers we found down in the basement that we missed. We're gonna run those probably at the end of the sale.
If anybody's interested, those do have fixed prices.
This is mostly just a wrap up. Ask questions to anybody here. specifically Ennis.
Because you can ask us questions from here till who knows when.
Ennis can come to California, and Shane and Jeremy too. Jay, one of our friends from whatnot. She lives out in California. It's hot there, Jay. Though I don't know. I don't know if I can deal with the heat.
Wouldn't bother me.
So if you want to go to California,
The great part about this whole thing is I have a really, really good friend who is an owner operator who just travels all over the country. And he doesn't like to go to the same place twice, so all I have to do is find out where he's going, and I'll check and see who's in the area.
You can hit your ride.
Yeah. I don't know if I could bring Tucker with him though. But
there's Tucker, by the way. Anybody?
Tucker?
Oh man. All right. What else, guys? Anything else?
You guys are all out of questions already.
I'm caught up. I've pretty much got everything. So questions, guys.
is it
I'm caught up now.
Is it lunchtime, Tucker?
So if you have questions, now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
For Ennis, for Jeremy, for me, for Mark.
I got another
Go,
question.
Mark. Go again.
So I saw a book when we were doing the sale, and I noticed it was from the Penske racing operation, like about Roger Penske.
Yeah.
Did you deal with them?
I used to work for Penske, not the racing team, but Penske leasing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I worked for Freightliner. I was on the cutting edge of the electronic diesel engines. I had all the Caterpillar training, and I think I was 38 years old, and I talked to the owner of the company. I said, listen, I need something for my future. I need a pension. I need a 401k. I need something in place for my future. He says, it's something we got to look into, but we can't really do it right now. I said, listen, I'm 38 years old, and the only thing I'm getting here is older. I said, I got to find something with a pension. I got a job at Penske Truck Leasing. I was there 6 months, and the company I'm with now recruited me. They called and pestered me, and I told them, I'm building a new house right now. I don't have time to be worried about where I'm working. I have a job. I'm staying right where I'm at. The man was relentless. He kept calling and calling and calling. And I said, all right, I'll stop over and see you. I stopped over and saw him. I took a cut in pay only because the pension package at the time was astronomical, and that's what I was looking for. I wasn't looking for a get-rich-quick scheme or anything.
Right.
Longevity.
I was looking for something
The long term.
long term. So I switched jobs again, which really, really upset Donna, because she said, you have to stop job jumping.
You did say that. I
Job
heard you say that
hopping.
already.
You got to stop that.
Yeah.
She said, you hop one more time and I'm leaving you.
You should lay down the law.
Damn.
I'm with the same company for 28, going on 29 years.
So that was the last flip.
That was the last jump.
That was the last jump.
Somebody asked, do we have a new estate sale ready to pick? No, but we're working on it. And then somebody else said, Ennis's first job with Green 13, pick Jay's parents' home.
Whose parents' home?
Yours.
Mine?
Yeah.
Why would they say they don't know me as Jay?
Oh, Jay, the other Jay. Jay from California.
I guess.
That Jay. I know
Is that
Jay.
what they're
Jay.
saying?
That's right. Yeah, it must be.
Look at it.
That would be a hell of a trip.
California. Jesus. That's a
I'm assuming
process.
that's what they're talking.
That is not these days.
Because they don't. Yeah, they don't know me as Jay.
How's my wife doing? Somebody asked. Good. She's ready for the cast to be off. We have an appointment tomorrow. I'm taking her back down to Philly. She's getting her evaluation.
So this kind of ties in. How are you gonna surprise her with the newfound?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to think of that actually.
I gave him a really good price on the fencing that his wife has been looking for
Yep.
to help speed her recovery.
Old wrought iron, like cemetery type fencing. It's awesome. Very excited to get that back. Does Ennis cook?
Yes, I do.
I hear he is a master at the crock pot.
Oh.
Yeah, he was making the crock pot ribs
Oh.
a couple weeks. Yeah.
I did hear about that.
Delicious.
Yes.
Did hear about that.
Actually, I do everything in a crock pot, but I can cook on a stove,
Yeah.
in an oven.
We left you some pots and pans too,
Yes.
so you're good.
Basically, I work third shift. I would come home in the morning and I would get the meal started. My wife would come home at 5 o'clock and do the side dishes. We'd sit down to eat every day together. And I'd be off to work and she'd be cleaning up.
Yeah.
And it worked for us. It worked. Our life worked well together. We got to see each other a few hours every day. I was home every weekend. Tucker was never here alone. None of the dogs were ever here alone, but Tucker was the only dog that was ever here without another dog in the house.
I was going to ask that earlier. Like, did you always only have one dog? But
No,
you just
we-
answered that.
we had-
Normally you had multiples.
We had 5 at one time.
Jeez.
And when I'm talking 5 dogs, I'm talking every one of them was over 100 pounds.
Dear Lord.
Mm.
Speed Bump 2020 says, Ennis, you can come to Long Island at Christmas time and sympathize with my husband as he's helping me with my decorations. So there you go. Long Island, have you been?
Hey, I'll give it a lot of consideration. I was looking for a place to go for Christmas.
There you go.
And listen, you don't have to sympathize. You just have to do it and be happy about it.
Liz says, how soon would Donna start decorating for Christmas? How long
I
would she
would
leave
not-
the decorations up after Christmas?
I would not allow her to start decorating until after Thanksgiving.
Yes. And I high-fived him for that because that is the right answer.
So when was the takedown?
Yeah, when was the takedown? Now that's the
Now-
right question.
That all depended. She would leave the decorations up till rushing Christmas.
I don't know when that is.
That falls on a different day every year.
It's still December?
No,
January.
it's in January.
Okay.
It's usually somewhere between the 1st and 2nd, sometimes even into the 3rd week of
Okay.
January.
That's not that bad though, because there's people that leave shit up 6-8 months
Yeah.
or more.
No.
Driving me nuts.
Now, if you take a look around,
There was always.
we have Christmas stuff still hanging.
Yeah, I see it.
There was always something to inject the spirit of Christmas.
Oh yeah, there
all
was
year round.
every room.
Well, Donna went in for a knee surgery in January. And January 18th was her first day for therapy after she had her knee replaced. That evening, she got sick and ended up in the hospital and never came home.
Was it an infection?
No, the surgery was fine. I don't know,
Hmm.
and we don't till this day. We still
Really?
she ended up with the diarrhea, and she had diarrhea from January 18th till May 4th. They could not figure out what it was, or
You
why.
still don't know.
No,
That's crazy.
but and that's the reason there's still Christmas decorations.
Yeah,
Hang.
because that was going on. That's understandable. That's understandable. They sold it. We didn't sell. Did we sell crock pots? I don't think we sold crock pots.
No,
We didn't sell those crock
you
pots.
didn't sell my crock pots.
We sold
That's-
those small candle warmers.
Yes.
We found like a crock pot.
We
and
did.
Dennis was like-
Well,
I think it was downstairs still in
yeah.
the box. He's like, I'm keeping
There's
that.
there's one there. There's one on the counter. There's one on the shelf. in the
He's
closet.
got it in
Now.
every room. I got crock pot in every room
right,
of the house.
We found the sealed one downstairs, and you were like, "I'm keeping it." Of course, he's
That's
keeping
the
it.
that's the crock pot for the bathroom. It's the only room that doesn't have a crock pot.
Yeah.
Kate says, my husband is always playing the Rick Wakeman albums I got from you.
Oh,
So there you go.
nice.
Albums are being played.
Classic.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Yeah.
What else? Can you give us one last tour of the house? We can if you want.
Yeah.
Sure. Cam says, I love my snowman magnetic dishwasher cover.
Oh,
There you go. Is that the one that was up here, the snowman?
Yeah.
Right off Ennis. He's got another one over here now. The one that he cut.
You want to know that's a crazy story.
That's a crazy story.
The fact that
That is a
but
crazy
yeah,
story.
we find magnets for dishwashers. First of all, who knew?
We found the box down there.
Yes.
And it said snowman. And we opened it up and it wasn't a snowman.
Uh-huh.
And you guys were like, that's on the dishwasher upstairs.
Upstairs.
And Ennis didn't know.
Yeah.
We certainly
None of
never
us knew. And then
How the hell did you guys remember that? It blows
But
my
it's
mind.
just funny that Ennis lives here. We came in how many days? That was when we were in the basement. So we'd been here for weeks essentially.
Never noticed.
And nobody ever noticed that there was a magnet on the dishwasher.
Never noticed it.
And speaking, it's funny. There's a dishwasher out
In
what was going
In
to
the
be the
garage.
in-law quarters in the garage, and there's a magnet on it.
a Halloween magnet or a sticker maybe.
Oh yeah, no, I think it was like
It
the
was a Grim
skeleton,
Reaper or
like it
something.
looked like the Grim Reaper.
So
Yeah.
she made sure that they were covered.
Do we want to share some of these pictures real
We
quick,
can't. We're
Ennis?
going to do that. We want to bring the camera over.
Bring the camera. I got it.
Okay.
Well, we'll start out really simple here.
That's rubber bands. So you should be able to tilt it down.
I'll let you do it.
You might want Ennis to be able to see what they're looking at.
You can probably see here.
Now, I don't know if everybody remembers when we were talking about the coal towns and how they used to move the houses and everything. This is Donna's grandparents on her mother's side. This is one of the patch houses in the coal town where her mother grew up. This house had been moved several times before it was in its final resting place where it is. And when her grandmother died, it was sold back. The land was always owned by the coal company, but the house was sold back to the coal company.
That's a typical thing up here in the coal mine regions.
That's the story of the mining part of her family,
Where she grew up.
where she grew up. She spent a lot of time there. I had a picture of the strippings that I showed earlier during the sale, where it was right up to the back door of the house.
Yeah.
And my wife grew up there because both parents worked, and it was in the 50s when that was a thing that was becoming popular. Both parents had to work.
Yep.
But as far as my wife and her collecting,
Yeah,
That's
there
where
you
it
go.
started.
There you go.
Here's where it started. I did not do that. She was spoiled when I got her. This is the first Christmas that I spent with her and her family. They're all her presents under her family's tree.
That's got to be 50 presents.
That I did not do this, folks. I just contributed.
Was she an only child?
Yes, she was an only child.
You know, as an only child myself, just go easy on the only children. We're,
Yeah,
you know,
Actually, she
now you know why she loved Christmas so much. That would have been
Yeah.
a spectacular day. You're like, oh look, I get 100 presents.
don't come for us only children. We're
Eh.
special.
actually, she was not one of these spoiled children. She knew right from wrong, and she knew where her place was. But when Donna wanted something, she got her point across.
Yep. Yeah, this is a good one too.
This is I want to get the first year first. The one without
This
the
one?
bow. The one without the bow. I think it's the first year. You'll know it when you see
This
it.
one here.
No, that isn't it either.
No, he said that the windows aren't painted.
This one?
There it is. There it is. Now, I told these guys that this house was built because of Donna loving Christmas. I specifically built this house with a rear French door, French doors between the family room and the living room, so that I could get the Christmas tree into the bay window.
This
Without-
whole area right behind us is basically the Christmas tree entrance.
And when we do another walkthrough, we'll show you
Yes.
that entire. We'll go outside and show you the
Straight through shot.
Yep,
Uh,
how the house was constructed to accommodate a gigantic Christmas tree.
So really, it's a Christmas house. Basically, that's all there is
They-
to it.
basically, I did this for my own self.
And because she was going to make sure the tree was there one way or another, so you needed to make
Yes.
sure it wasn't
Yeah.
going to be super hard on yourself.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, before we were married, I boxed a live Christmas tree and took it down to her apartment house in Philadelphia because they were not allowed to have
Wow.
live trees. I put it in a box
To hide it,
and took it in.
snuck it in.
Coastal Treasure says, "Did I miss wedding pics? I don't think I didn't see
Yeah.
any wedding
Yeah,
pics.
he showed his one way.
When?
I have the
He,
wedding.
he brought the picture out and showed it to
I
us.
don't remember that one.
It's on the
It's
wall.
on the wall.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
But
So yet no.
Yes,
every,
we saw.
Yes.
Yes, we did.
every year. This
Eye for beauty.
this is what our
Oh my god.
living room looked like every year under the tree. Now, as my brother had children, he had 2 girls. She would start buying Christmas presents for them in January, and she would buy them all year long.
Jesus.
Nice.
It got to the point where we had to use the tree bags, the bags that
Yep.
you put the live tree in to haul out of your house,
Yep.
to put the presents in
There it is.
for Christmas. And sometimes I had to make 2 trips with a full-size SUV to deliver their presents.
Did Donna approve of your Halloween decorations?
Donna helped with my Halloween.
There you
decor.
go.
Donna liked Halloween as much as she liked
It
Christmas.
seems like Donna enjoyed.
Holidays. Yes.
Yes.
She liked to celebrate.
Yes.
Sure.
'Cause you were
Festive.
showing, you were showing pictures of parties and stuff that they had. Here, Mark, we're good. You're all right. Yeah, yeah,
They're having a little bit of whiskey or whatever he has over there.
Scotch,
Whiskey.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. There's the
There's the wedding photo, in case you missed it.
There you
Look
go.
at that, you still got your mustache. It's not the same color it was, but
No,
still
I
got it.
have this mustache since I could grow whiskers.
Once you start, it just becomes part of your
I
being.
had this mustache when I left high school,
Yep, me too.
and it was shaved off one time, and that's when I was in the tanker fire.
Did your wife hate it when it was off? Because mine hated it. When I shaved mine, she lost her shit.
Well, it was on its way back till I came home. So.
Yeah, okay.
But she did not like visiting me without the mustache.
Coastal Treasure says, wow, does he see his nieces?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
He does see his nieces. I feel like Ennis is part of my family. Well, he's definitely part of the Green 13 family, which is awesome.
Yeah. And I congratulate everyone that bought from us that they're part of the Green 13.
Yes,
Actually, if you're an active participant as well,
That's
we
fine, yeah.
accept you.
Yeah, we accept you. Sure.
So we're all family.
Absolutely.
And
You love
I,
Easter. There's an Easter lover.
and
right there, too.
I appreciate everybody that made a purchase.
There you go. There
because
you go.
it
I
was-
for Beauty's really trying to get you drunk. You keep saying toast, 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 toast. He's just pushing buttons again like he normally does.
I'll have a late chat session one time and get drunk for you, and then you can watch me try to talk.
All right, I think we do like a little like round wrap up thing here, and then we can go if we want to take a trip around the place. We can, right?
Sure. Yeah, I had that on. Are you trying to do another?
I just want to put it back over for the long view.
Here, you can go sit down. I'll get it because you're staring at that.
Okay.
Was there any other pictures you wanted to share, Ennis? I didn't even ask you before.
We got through.
We got through.
I know they wanted to see trees, and you showed them the trees.
We got the presents. We got the barn or the
And
garage.
we're gonna give them a walk through
We're
the
gonna
house.
walk around.
The fencing's loaded on the truck,
It's on the truck. I'll get
on
pictures
the
of
van.
it.
We'll
Don't
show
worry about it.
pictures.
I got you.
Once
I got
it's
you.
up, Shane will get pictures.
I got you. It's gonna take a little bit though. I don't think so, Liz. Not really.
What was that? Okay.
So again, this is gonna be the last circle around. So if you have final questions, now's the time. We're gonna wrap up a few
I
more
know
questions.
you guys would let us sit here all day if we let you do it.
And then we'll take a trip around the house to say goodbye, and we'll do our farewells and all that.
Who wanted me to come decorate for Christmas?
Long Island.
Tell them to send the information.
Send it our way. We'll get it to Ennis, and you might have a visitor come Christmas. Christmas right around the corner, Ennis.
I know. I'm done work at the end of this month.
I know.
Oh yeah, for anybody that
That's
doesn't know,
okay.
he's officially retired
End of October.
at the end of October, which is his birthday.
October the 31st.
Can Ennis come to the next Smash Therapy? We probably told you about that.
Yes.
We do the Smash Therapy thing where people buy an item like a glass, just something that nicked or dinged or whatever, and they write something that frustrates them. They tell us, we write it, and then we throw it against we have a setup at the warehouse. It smashes it. It makes them feel good about letting some steam off.
Well,
You
see,
do it
that-
for joy or for anger or whatever.
And see, that's why I'm a mechanic, because I don't get frustrated. If I do, if a vehicle shows up at my doorstep, it's already broke.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? Break it more?
No.
Hey, the worst I could do is fix it.
Will Ennis buy on Whatnot in the future? He's not a tech savvy.
I don't think it's that. I think even if he wasn't the buyer.
Yeah, he's
not a
not a
collector,
collector. That's
he's not a
true.
seller.
He has what he needs for the most
I
part.
mean, it
so.
seems to me when I talk to
Probably
him,
not.
and you can correct me, it seems like he buys projects that give him interest, and then he ends up selling them, like cars. And stuff like
I
that.
don't hold on to anything. I buy and sell, buy and trade.
He's a hustler.
There you go.
Well, you can call me a hustler. My whole life, I don't depend on money. I depend on skills and friendship. All my business is done with a handshake. It's
Old school.
old school, word of mouth and a handshake.
Yep.
You can't do that anymore because there are so many sue happy people.
Yeah.
That's
And
true.
the people in my area that know me, we deal.
Yeah. I was gonna say this area has more of that type of a mentality and attitude towards things like that. Handshake agreements are more readily accepted in this area. We've noticed that because that's actually why we come up this way, because doing these type of sales are not the easiest to do, or create a contractual agreement that makes sense or works without us spending thousands of dollars to a lawyer. So it's another thing that works with people like Ennis and people in this area.
Yeah, there were no notes or anything signed for this whole sale.
No,
It was all done on a handshake.
Yeah.
What was the story behind the Metropolitan London police hat? I don't think that was from here. I think that was at a Friday sale. I don't think that was from Ennis.
That did not come from here.
Watch out for that yellow button, Ennis. I don't know what that means. What yellow button? I don't know. That's what they said. I don't know what yellow button means. Oh boy.
Anything else before we
Northwestern PA, you're always welcome. You got a friend there in Northwestern PA. There you go, Ennis.
All right. You get the information to Green 13. I'm going to be traveling after I retire.
Oh, the bid button. That's what they're. I
Oh,
think you're gonna get
Oh.
addicted to the
yellow
when we
button.
sell something, it's a yellow button that
Yeah,
pops
I
up.
don't think that, and this isn't any risk of that happening.
No, it has to really be something that excites me before I bid on it.
Yeah, and he's not going to sit here for an hour watching for the hope.
No,
it's
I don't
open.
have that
The
kind of time.
patience.
I don't have that kind of time. I'll tell you what kind of patience I have. The wife had a 2019 Tahoe, which she loved this car, and I was her chauffeur. I never liked it. And I told her the first thing that was going to go if anything happened to her was the car. And she didn't have a problem with that. She said, but that car stays as long as I'm alive. I got rid of the car. I was driving around in a 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee. And I was going to take it to get it inspected. And the day that it was going to be inspected was the day the inspection ran out. I went in the car, checked the glove compartment to make sure all the paperwork was there, shut the door, and the window fell down inside the door. I said, that's it. I pulled the window up, stuck a screwdriver in the window, came in, and I got on the computer and punched in used Jeeps. I found 3 of them in the price range I wanted, and I started with the closest one, which was about 50 miles away. I called up, it was still available. I said, I'll be there Saturday, I'm buying it. And they were just like Jeremy, like, silence. I said, here's my credit card number, I'm buying that Jeep, I'll be there to pick it up Friday. The dealer says, we'll put your name on it, it'll be here when you get here, we promise. I went down, I picked the Jeep up, and drove it home. I never took it for a test drive, didn't know what it looked like, just hopped in it and drove it home.
You told me, which makes sense now, you had very little patience for bosses and stuff. That's why you work third shift.
Exactly. I work third shift.
It's like, I asked him, like, how can you tolerate third shift? He's like, because if I worked any other shift, I wouldn't be working.
I would have to hurt somebody.
That's why we get along so well. And this is my people right there. I agree with that.
I can be left alone. I can fix things. And right now I have 16 days left, working days left. And I told everybody, if the driver brings it up to the door, I will fix it. I am not going out looking for work my last 3 weeks of work. So
Makes sense.
I do what I have to do, and the rest of the time I just wait on it.
Old Hayden said the world needs more people like you, Ennis. You're kind's a rare breed these days. What's third shift? Somebody asked the hours. What's your hours?
I used to work 10 at night to 7 in the morning. I used to work 10-hour days, 5 days a week. And when my wife got sick, I knocked it back. I told him, I said, I can't do this. I can only work 8 hours a day. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 11 to 7.
There you go.
You know, she's,
When everybody else is sleeping, usually.
Yep.
Yep. Third shift, night shift,
I couldn't do it.
graveyard shift.
I tried it when I was a young lad. And
I think I could do it.
Second shift, I know
I could do it.
I could do. I worked second shift for a little bit.
I'm not a morning person. I'm a night owl.
It's like being a bootlegger.
Yeah.
When you're down, when you're 300 feet below the surface,
You don't know what time it is.
chunking coal, you don't know what time of day or night it is.
Anyway,
So you just get the job done and move on.
Thanks for the nice sit down. Oh, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna wrap up with this. We're gonna do a tour. I'm gonna show these. If anybody wants these, we're gonna make them available to you guys, and I'll explain this here. Can I just pull this off?
Yeah. Wrong way. Just take it here. Give me the rubber band.
All right, we found these in the basement. If anybody wants them, this is a Royal Crown Cola thermometer, old metal one. That's an old one. Now, I looked that up before we got on here just so I had a reference point as far as online value. Now, you know us. We're not charging full online value, but this is for Ennis. So it sells for between $200 and $300 in that condition. We'll start it at $100 if anybody wants it. That's the starting bid. If anybody wants it, that's the starting bid. This one doesn't have as much significance because it's not soda related. It's a local thing. So this one we can start cheaper if anybody wants
If
another
anyone's
metal
even-
one.
If not, we'll do the tour of the house, and then we will just buy that off of Ennis and
Yep.
go from there.
Does anybody want the Royal Crown? This is the last two things that we're offering for sale at Ennis's place. This is it. And if you guys don't, that's fine. We will take them back. Run it and see. Okay. All right. I don't even know how to do that in here now with nothing in here. You, Jeremy, I'll have to do it.
I'm gonna have to enter it over here because they want pictures on.
Give us a second, guys. Jeremy has to enter it.
Anybody?
What else?
Anybody knows anything about antique cars? That Clipper
Is
was an automobile.
Oh, there you go. He said that was an automobile advertising piece. So we're going to check those out, see if anybody wants either of those. The last two things. You just drove through Pottsville on my way home from New York. That's right up the road.
Yeah.
Literally right up the road. We're going to check and see if anybody wants these last two. Then we'll do a tour, and then we'll come back and we'll say goodbye and wrap it up, say our final words, and we'll be on the road back again. I do appreciate the extra route that Ennis gave me to go home. He gave me an alternate route. Man, it's so much nicer than driving that other road.
Show the Royal Crown.
I'm in Royal Crown right now. Yeah, that way is just beautiful, right along the lake like that.
It's running.
There you go. If anybody wants it, the Royal Crown, $200 to $300 piece, guys. I looked it up. That's my estimate on it. There we got bids.
Still mercury in it and everything.
It's in there. You can see it if I get the angle. Right there it goes. It's 64
that's real.
degrees in here, something like that.
That's the real deal. There.
It's in great shape. It
Yeah,
was on the wall in the basement. I knocked most of the covers off.
It.
I missed it. I never saw it.
Yeah, I was shocked.
So again, $200 to $300 retail on the bay. But own a piece of Ennis's estate. This is the last two pieces that we're selling. If you want something fun and an awesome collectible, here it is. RM Jeff takes it down.
Good
165. Good deal. All right.
Yeah.
This one. Smaller one. Also metal. Also working. Look at the old phone number in there and everything. I don't know. What do you want to start it for? $20?
Yeah, that's fine. I was just gonna do $25.
Okay.
Those things should all be worth about double that if they're. It says Clipper, right?
Clipper.
Mhm.
Pottsville Supply Company. Last item that we're selling here today. The last one from Ennis's estate.
Oops. I put the wrong information in the wrong place.
Jeremy's getting it entered. We'll run it here in a second, then we'll take a house tour.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we bring Mark along so that he can see stuff like this that we clearly missed. It's running. If anybody wants it, there it goes.
Yeah, it was really interesting that we missed that.
I can't believe we missed. We always see that kind of
this
stuff.
Weird, vague recollection of somebody saying like thermometer
Yes.
or something like that.
Penny
And-
takes it down. $25. Thank you, Penny. All right. Where did Ennis go?
I don't know.
He left.
Are we starting the tour from upstairs? Is that what we're doing?
Sure, go on.
Is that where he went? Ennis,
Yo.
where'd you go? Upstairs?
Yep.
All right.
Go to the attic first, obviously.
All right, we'll go all the way up. We're done, guys. Everything that needs to be sold out of this house is done.
Everything is bare.
Yeah, look at it. Empty. That closet was empty and that was full. So this is Ennis's room. He kept some stuff, as you can see.
This bookshelf.
We did a number on it. We didn't get rid of all of it, but we tried.
This bookshelf was
Packed.
I mean, top shelves, everything packed. This is where the albums were down here. We didn't even know they were there.
They were on the bottom. Jeremy wanted to see the attic. So this closet was packed too. Now it's kind of packed again, but it's only because he's getting ready to do a room. To redo the room.
I moved the furniture out of the spare bedroom into the closet.
But look at the damage we did. If you guys were here when we first got here, the attic was packed. And it is now.
Actually, before these guys got here, you couldn't even get up the steps.
It is no longer packed. That's the aftermath of the attic. Right? Not much. Not much. Some stuff that's probably going to get donated or down to treasures, Danny's treasures. So that's what damage we did here. I saw those after the fact.
Yeah, too bad.
It is what it is.
We sold as is. If anybody bought it and we want it, just tell them to contact me. I'll get it to them.
There you go. You heard it. If you bought that Hess Truck Bank, Ennis will send it to you. So attic's done. Ennis's room is done. Tucker, what about you?
He's not done. He's
No?
ready to rock and roll.
See that toy that Tucker has in his mouth? He got that when he was 7 weeks old. And he has never destroyed that toy.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
He has never destroyed anything.
That's nuts. Dogs are notorious for destroying their toys.
Yeah.
Not this guy.
What brand is it? I know, right?
It's just a squeaky Ollie's.
I don't think it has too much to do with the brand. It has to do
The
with
dog.
Tucker's personality and disposition towards.
Yeah,
Because he plays with a stick and he treats that pretty.
he does.
Yeah, he tears that up.
Oh, he tears it up?
Yeah, he
Looks like-
tears the bark off of it.
So here's a room that he's redoing. This is empty. Look, I mean, this was full. Emptied. There's all Ennis's clothes, so that, is emptied.
Well, the clothes were moved from my closet in the master bedroom over to here
So we could sell your.
so they could sell out of the master bedroom without worrying about selling my clothes.
What else? Here's the craft room, which still has a little bit of clutter in it, but not much.
No.
This was loaded, packed full.
Yeah. We spent the equivalent of 2 days in here. But
Some-
everything over there is all personal, like paperwork and stuff. This was stuff that didn't sell because it was just gigantic. This was kind of damaged. So
And the whole closet was full. This whole corner was full. The wall was full. The closet's pretty much empty, just the odds and
there
ends.
was books and cloth.
Odds and ends, not much left.
There were stacks of totes of cloth right here.
Yep, all the way up.
This room, before they even came here, there was a path. You came in the door.
Yeah, we missed a lot of
We
stuff,
did.
guys. We didn't get to.
You came in the door. You walked like this, and you can make it to the middle of that table, and that was it. This room, there used to be a sewing machine on this table, and she used to do all her craft sewing, but you couldn't even get, because I don't think you could get to the sewing machine when you got here, could you?
I don't think so.
And,
We had to sell some stuff or move some stuff.
Yeah, we had to move stuff off the table to get to the sewing machine.
One question we did have a couple of times, and is what happened to all like the crafting like tools and stuff? Like we didn't have a lot of like tools. There were a couple like glue guns and stuff, and that was it. What happened to all like the like scissors and like razors
all
and
of that is in a box around here somewhere.
we didn't see much of any of it.
No,
For how much crafting she did, we
Or
thought
did
there
it
would be
get
more.
donated or something? Because I know you guys donated a lot of stuff. before
no,
we got
because
here.
a lot of her crafting tools belonged to me at one time. They all came out of my toolbox. I just
Oh,
when she
there's
needed
your answer.
There you go.
when she needed something, I brought it into her,
Gotcha.
and I never got it back.
So yeah, that's the upstairs. We hammered that out. Let's go downstairs. They love your view, Ennis, out back.
Oh, yes.
He's got acres out here, guys. You know, again, he's taking applications. So send us some messages. We'll make sure he gets to Ennis. Here's the living room. We emptied all this. This is where all the bears were.
Everything else that's left is stuff he wanted.
Yep.
The stuffed animals.
And/or furniture. Yeah, those are the ones he wanted to keep.
These two right here, these two big guys were Donna's children. She had these in the back of her Tahoe everywhere she went.
Wow.
That's in carpool.
There you go. Carpool lane.
We went to a viewing and we pulled up and one of the ushers at the funeral home opened the back door to leave the people out.
They were bears. He's like, what the hell?
This particular bear here is a Hallmark bear. I was at an auction and I knew the auctioneer and I knew the auctioneer's mother. They used to have what they called the dime man. He took everything
at the end.
Everything
Yep.
that was not selling.
Yep.
This bear, the dime man said, I am not taking it. It's nothing I can use. I am not taking it. The auctioneer's mother looked right at me and said, you need this. I said, what do I need it for? She says, you need this bear. I said, for how much? She said, dime. It was pouring down rain. I took the bear, put it under the umbrella, walked down from the one auction house to the other auction house. I was soaked to the skin.
But the bear was dry.
Yeah. And everybody roared when I walked in with this dry bear.
And you're drenching.
Somebody asked that, you guys never had children?
No.
No children.
Donna, right before, the year before we got married, found out she had to have an operation.
Okay.
Okay. She was going to call off the wedding because she could, if she had the choice, she could either bleed to death or have the operation.
Sure.
So she was going to call off the wedding because she was not going to be able to have children. And I wouldn't let her do it.
Right. But so didn't matter to you.
No. I would have liked to have children.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to leave her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like she had any control.
Right. Life happens, you know. So, yeah, other than some baskets, which are going to Danny's treasures, there's some pictures on the wall that he decided he wanted to keep, and rightfully so. They're his relatives. Some awesome old school pictures. They're really cool. But we did a number in here. This whole corner was Jim Shore when we got here.
Yeah.
And it's now empty.
Boxes of Jim Shore and that other, the glass stuff.
Thank you, Ennis. In grade 13, my grandma passed away this past summer, right after the Ruthie picked this whole house. And it was helpful to watch these lives. Well, that's great. Mel,
I love
we appreciate
that. Share that.
That is awesome.
That's extremely helpful because, again, it's a lot of work doing these.
It is.
The fact that we can bring something outside of just monetary aspects.
It means more. Yeah, it definitely means more to us hearing those stories. It absolutely does. And we love to share it with you guys. We really do. So he's got a furniture guy coming in for the furniture, and they got a lamp guy. I don't know if it's the same guy, the furniture guy. Somebody's giving him a really good price on those lamps. He told us what the guy was offering. We said, sell them. Sell them to that guy immediately.
And then the baskets are going down. There was consignment place.
Yep.
And then really, I mean, in here, there's just with some leftover tins that were new tins and stuff he needs to use to cook.
It does, eye for beauty. You're right. So the kitchen was the first room that you guys picked. So we hammered through that. There were tins all the way up and around. That's the leftover ones that didn't sell. We got shelves that were full. This whole room over here was glassware, and it is mostly empty. There's some totes and stuff, but
And he said that the consignment place will take that stuff too.
There you go, Jay. No problem. Jay said if you ever decide to sell the family pics, let Jay know. She had mentioned early on that she was interested in them.
Yeah,
when they were still in flux.
When I decided I was going to sell them, it was before I knew who the people in the pictures were.
Which makes complete sense.
Sure.
And as we were going through things here, we actually discovered who the people are in the pictures.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if you ever decide you want to get rid of them, let us know. Jay in California is interested. All right, do we want to see the basement yet? We might as well, right?
Take them down.
Let's go down the basement real quick.
That's the one that looks like nothing happened, even though we sold it.
Yes, I know. He's not selling the house. No, he's going to renovate it and maybe rent it out. So if you're in the area and you need a house to rent, Ennis is your dude. This has been your favorite Ennis day so far, SS? It's been a good one.
Hey, ask SS, where was she at on Sunday?
You ask her.
SS, where were you at on Sunday? You're great that you missed me on Sundays, and I didn't notice you there at all on Sunday.
SS, you weren't there on Sunday. So we did hammer through a lot of stuff down here, guys. It's a lot. He's painting doors and stuff over here. It's a lot emptier than it was. There's still a lot of stuff here. Again, he's still living here, so a lot of this Christmas stuff will probably get donated or sent to the consignment shop. Thank you so much for all the treats you shared with all of us. No problem, Ruby. I'm guessing that's for Ennis. I spilled some water on his door. Sorry about that, Ennis.
It's okay. It's only water.
So, but the basement, it doesn't look like we did much, Ennis, but we did.
Yes, I would have never been able to lay this door out like this.
True.
And work on it.
True. So that's the house, guys. Let's go back up and do a final wrap.
Goodwill started doing that. Some of the Goodwill shops.
We did a cleanup auction kind of, PM. We did the big lot day. That's the
last day.
That's the best way we did it. We did stuff that was like in big piles and whatnot like that. I mean, it's not the same as like a clear everything out before they throw it out house. So
No.
he's still living here. So we did what we could.
Yeah, I wouldn't even get rid of everything, but they got rid of everything I wanted gone.
All right. Mark, come on over. You close this. Okay. Yeah. All right. Once Jeremy gets over here, we'll sign off. We'll do our.
If there's anybody
back here
moving to
and
Pennsylvania and they need a place to stay,
This guy. Contact this guy. So thanks, everybody. This was awesome. It was a lot of fun, and it wouldn't have been nearly as fun without Ennis and his hospitality. He bought his food. He bought his lunch. I mean, it was great. We had a blast. We sold a bunch of stuff. He's happy. We're happy. You guys are happy. All those stories really, honestly, mean a lot to everybody. It's not the same without them. It just adds an extra special touch,
it's all about having fun.
It is.
If it was about money, we're in the wrong business.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It was a lot. It was a blast. It was a lot of fun.
It really was. It was a lot of work, and hey, on to the next thing we go. So,
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys. We love you so much. Go tell your mom you love her. I always say that, and it's equally important, Get a plan together. Talk to your significant other. Get a plan together.
That's the sage advice from
The big takeaway.
yeah.
Absolutely. So,
And it's a suggestion there for everybody.
you guys are all part of our Green 13 family. Ennis is now part of our Green 13 family. Wouldn't have any other.
Of course, Marcus as
Mark
well.
too, Mark too.
That goes without saying.
So, thanks, Ennis.
Watch for Tucker's Picks Across America.
There you go. He's right here. Tucker.
Come on, Tucker. Okay,
Jump
come
on.
on, up. Come on, up. Let's
Now
go.
he's being stubborn.
Come on, Tucker.
He jumped up every time he did it.
Now
until
he's
now.
shy.
Now he's camera shy.
Where are we going?
Come on.
Gotta say bye to Tucker.
Oh, you gotta get a treat for him. He won't perform unless he's fed.
Come on, up.
And
There's Tucker.
Steve-O.
There
There's
you
Tucker. Tucker's Picks Across America.
There you go.
See you guys.
All right, everybody. Till next time,
See
happy
everybody.
bidding.
Take care.
And we look forward to seeing you
Thank
there.
you.